Daf Halacha Pesacheem Daf Halacha Isur Shibrat Etzem Pesach Asma Gitin v'Notar b'Korban Pesach. In the Pegima and the Amud Aleph, the Mishnah says the bones that you're not allowed to break them on Pesach anyways, and the sinews and the notar you burn it on the 16. If it was 16 was a Shabbat, you burn it on 17 because they're not Doche Shabbat and not Yom Tov. Amar Rab Mari Bar Abu Amar Rav Yitzchak says the bones of Kachim that they were bosses to a notar, the metame the hand because they become bosses to Davar Asur, and we have a kasha from the Samot of Kachim that they don't need Srifa except Pesach because of Takala. And the Gemara goes into discussing what are the status of these bones, and this Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak gives one answer, Rav Zebit gives a different answer on Peg Imel Amud Bet, and first answer was that they were empty according to Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak, and Rav Zebit is that they were in a bundle, and some are empty, some are not. And by Kachim Vermeko. So the Shita of Rishonim Shimush Notam Miltahi passes Rambam like the member of Yitzchak that somewhat of the bones of Kachim that they use it for notar or pigul, they're metame the hand because they became basis to davar asur, the base of basis to the asur, something that's asur, which was the notar on it. Asamat Kachim notar shehaim teonin streifa. Rambam passing like the stam of Braita, and there's no ukimta, and all the it says all the asamat of kachim that it doesn't have marrow inside of it, they don't need burning except the bones of Pesach, Korban Pesach. So he's passing like the style of the Braita, and doesn't make any type of ukimta here. Rabbas adds that even though that Rav Nachman, according to Pirush of Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak, that he found the bones empty, and they were from the Pesula of Kachim. Next topic is Gedim Shenimnim Alehem V'Sheteunim Sreifa. So the Pei Gimel Amud Bet, Rabbi Yehuda Amar Rav says all the sinews are considered meat except from the ones from the neck. And we said in the Gemara with the Kasha, the bones and the gidim and the notar, you have to burn it on the 16. And what's this? And it tries to say that these are the sinews for the neck. So if you say it's basa, that's why you burn it. But if you say they're not basa, why do you have to burn it? So Rav Chisda said this is not dealing with gid hanashe and not from the neck. And according to Rabbi Yehuda, that Rabbi Yehuda says it only applies to one, and it makes sense to say it's the one the right side, and it's the case that it goes mixed together. Rabbi Ashi says we're talking about the fat of the gid hanashe, and Rabbi says we're talking about the outer gid hanashe, like Rabbi Yehuda bar Shemuel. So Shita Rishonim Kol Hagidin Basa Chus Migdei Savar, going to Rivia in the sugi later on that there's sinews except the neck. For example, for the spine, and the ones that they get harder, and we don't assign on these, and also Rambam skips the memra of Rav. And according to Rashi, explains that we're talking about here also with the sugya of gidim of the neck. So gid hanashe says in the Mishnah that you burn gidim on the 16, and explains immediately that These are the gilim that are also to achil by eating, and it's a mitzvah to burn them, like it's a mitzvah of hanotem mimenu ad bogei v'yishasufu. And gid hanashe, that's close to the bone, we're not dealing with that because it's since from the Torah it's also to eat it. It's not because there's no isur of nota and it doesn't need burning. But Gid Hanashe, that's outside, that's close to the meat, which would be also from the Rabbanan. So Liat Pesach Lalo Nikur, Rambam says that a person that eats a Pesach, he cuts the meat and he eats it, and he cuts the bones from the Pesach and he separates them if he wants. And when he gets to Gid Hanashe, he takes it out and puts it in with the other sinews and in the bones, and the kirubim that he takes it at the time of achila, because you don't clean it like the other kind of meat, and you don't cut it, but you roast it complete. And Rabbah brings kasha and says there's no isur gadol more than this, the big isur to do than this. There's no isur bigger than this to roast the Pesach without cleaning. So in Daf Halacha Pesacheem and Daf Pei Gima.